Ding ding ding! The match scheduled for Windfall, and it is a last man standing match. In this match, there are no disqualifications, no countouts, and no submissions, and no pinfalls. The only way to win is if you're the last man standing. And we have had a lot of last man standing matches, and most of them has happened here at this pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. Blake Dupont, Blake Dupont, Blake Dupont, Blake Dupont, ding ding. First from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at a combined weight of 242 pounds, Blake Dupont. So Indiana Green asked for this match here tonight at Extreme Rules against Blake Dupont after Blake Dupont beat him on WWE Any Matches You Wanna See. Blake Dupont, Blake Dupont, and tonight we have the total of 108,644 WWE fans here in Tokyo, Japan. Blake Dupont, Indiana Green, 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 ding, and his opponent from Mays Wade, South Carolina, weighing in at a combined weight of 275 pounds, Indiana Green. Indiana Green, 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 Indiana Green. And the referee getting ready to ring the bell here. Ring the bell! Ding. And this last man standing match is underway. The first match to kick things off here. And here we go, the last man standing match to kick things off. It is Blake Dupont, Indiana Green, last man standing, And Dupont rolling through. And there goes Dupont. And Dupont. And Indiana Green. And Indiana Green lifting Dupont in the air. And Indiana Green, said he was gonna beat up Blake Dupont tonight. And and now Indiana Green, and Indiana Green blazing himself out the corner. And what a way to start off Extreme Rules here in Tokyo, Japan. And Indiana Green, and Dupont, and Dupont now, and Dupont, and Dupont a moonsault. In order for the bell to ring, these men may not be able to get up. And Dupont with another right to Indiana Green. And Dupont and Dupont launching Indiana Green into the corner. And now Dupont, and Indiana Green, and right now Indiana Green can barely stand. Dupont, Indiana Green, and there goes Green, and Dupont, and a body drop to Blake Dupont. And can Dupont get back up? And a chop by Indiana Green. And a chop after chop. Indiana Green trying to pick up Dupont. Dupont don't want to go up. Dupont steady trying to block. And a right from Indiana Green. And a chop. Taking Dupont off of his feet. And now Indiana Green gonna toss Dupont in the corner. And a clothesline by Indiana Green. And now Dupont barely can get up on his feet. And the match just started between these two. And Blake Dupont with some strikes already to Indiana Green. And Green, and Green tossing Blake over the top rope. And Indiana Green now getting out the ring. Last man standing, which means anything can go on. And Indiana Green, and Blake goes back first into the barricade by Indiana Green. These two men are going to tear each other apart this evening in this last man standing match. And Indiana Green. And now Green, again gonna drive Blake Dupont back first into the barricade. And now Indiana Green, and they kick the Dupont. And Dupont, and get a uppercut right by Indiana Green. And now Green with Dupont on the shoulders. Indiana Green. A power slam by Indiana Green. And Indiana Green continuing things here. And what a kick by Green. And Dupont. Kick of his arm. Kick to the face. And Dupont. A clothesline to Indiana Green. Big boot miss. Spine buster by Dupont. And a spine buster from Blake Dupont. And Dupont. And Dupont now gonna throw him into the ring here. And Dupont gonna roll back in. Indiana Green. And Green. A big boot to Blake Dupont into the corner. And Indiana Green gonna roll into the corner. And now lifting up Dupont. And Dupont, and Dupont, moves up by Dupont, and a kick by Blake Dupont. And this is why this match was scheduled here this evening for Extreme Rules. Blake has been coming from NXT. Indiana Green been going to NXT to mess with Blake. These two finally get to tear each other apart here at Extreme Rules. And here we are, and Blake, and now, and Blake and both of these two throwing strikes at one another. Blake and Indiana Green throwing strikes at one another. And Blake and Indiana Green gonna pick up Blake. Blake escapes out the back door. Kick by Blake. And Blake, going for a moonsault. And gets a drop kick from Indiana Green. And now Blake, receiving another body drop. And Blake, gonna get another body drop by Indiana Green. And now Green gonna launch Blake into a rolling clothesline. And now Indiana Green, and a crossbody off the apron. This match between these two is known as Revenge. And and Indiana Green a strike to Blake Dupont. And if you missed NXT this past Wednesday, go to my friend Jonathan WWE channel and catch NXT from this Wednesday. And here we go. And Blake, and a knee by Indiana Green. And Indiana Green gonna pick up Blake. And Blake is up. And Indiana Green, and more elbows by Blake. And a kick from Blake Dupont. And Dupont, gonna plant Indiana Green off the apron. Let's take a look at that by Blake. Just planted him off the apron. And now Blake is in control. And another big boot from Blake. And Blake Dupont continuing with this energy here tonight. Well, here this evening in Tokyo, Japan. And Indiana Green now. And these two may not let go. And Indiana Green, another body drop to the back of Blake Dupont. These two might as well take the fight to the back and Dupont. And Indiana Green going face first, and now Dupont. And they're going to take this action to the back of the locker room. And Indiana Green, driving Blake into some tools in the back of the locker room. And Indiana Green continuing this fight to Blake Dupont. And Indiana Green lifting Blake up on top of the shoulder. And Blake getting planted off of the shoulder. And right now it is Indiana Green bringing the fight to Blake Dupont. And Indiana Green, a DDT by Indiana Green, and now Green gonna drive Blake back up to the arena. And a punch by Indiana Green to Blake Dupont. And these two didn't either go ahead and end the match already. And Blake, and Blake gonna fire back. Missed the kick. And Indiana Green now. And it's Green. With a big boot to Blake. And Blake getting a taste of his own medicine, and now Indiana Green lifting Blake up on top of the shoulder. And Indiana Green, Indiana Green slam. And right now this is all Indiana Green. And this is all Indiana Green. And Indiana Green now gonna lift up Blake Dupont again on top of the shoulder. Blake Dupont again up on top. And another Indiana Green slam. Indiana Green said he's gonna put an end to Dupont here tonight. And now Indiana Green got Dupont into the corner. And Indiana Green, and a right by Indiana Green. And Indiana Green, and another Indiana Green slam to Blake Dupont. And now Blake Dupont is all over. Another Indiana Green slam. And we don't know if Blake could get up. The referee wants to tell him to ring the bell and end the match, but Blake continues. And Blake, facing another Indiana Green slam. And Blake is like a cannon machine. Blake is back up on his feet. And Blake, kick by Blake. And Blake, kick the Indiana Green. And Blake, a spine buster by Blake Dupont. And Dupont, and Blake Dupont, and Blake Dupont, exploding himself out of the corner. And here comes Dupont, and Dupont, Blake say he wants to put an end to the person who started with him first. And Blake, and Blake now with the, and Blake, kick by Blake. Another one from Blake Dupont. And Dupont, and gets knocked out by Indiana Green. And Indiana Green once again gonna throw Blake. And another Indiana Green slam. Blake continues to try and get up and fight. And every time he does, he gets put right back down. And now Blake up again, going back. Another Indiana Green slam by Blake Dupont to Blake Dupont. And Indiana Green and Blake is over. This time Blake. And Blake shot. There's the punch to Indiana Green. Blake. Drop kick by Blake. And Blake. A DDT from Blake. And Blake now gonna head to the top. Blake, Blake is caught. Blake got caught. Going for a body drop. Blake escaped. Knee by Blake. Punch by Blake. And Blake, and Blake with a block, and a bulldog by Blake Dupont. And Dupont, and there's the final blow. A back kick by Blake Dupont. And Blake Dupont, Dupont era. And Blake Dupont ready to put an end to this battle. And Blake Dupont will head up to the top. And a splash by Blake Dupont. And a Indiana Green slam.
You need to be quiet, she's asleep.
And an Indiana Green slam. And the ref is gonna have to ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Here is your winner, Indiana Green. Indiana green, Indiana green, Indiana green. So Blake Dupont loses to Indiana green tonight. Well, this evening here